Hey, Tecia, congratulations on the victory.
Thank you.
I was going to ask how you feel about it out there, but it seemed like you weren't happy with your performance ultimately out there.
Yeah, it could have been better, but a win's a win. I just feel like, I don't know, I'm having a hard time just letting go the entire time because I have really great hands, really great kickboxing, I have really great defense, but I thought I waited too long in the first round, and then there were some great moments in it. I had a really nice head kick. I did moves that I wanted to work on. I think in the second round I got my hook kick to my really great spinning back fist. So there's some really great moments, but you can always do better. And it's like, I want to do a breakout performance, but then I don't do everything I wanted to do or quite as much as I wanted to do. So, I'm happy that I won, of course, but you always can do better.
Well, I know ultimately, too, you need to have the right dance partner to give you the right moves out there. And I know that one of the things that she said that she wanted to do was stifle your energy, kind of control it. So she was coming in, she was definitely at least making the moves forward, which I thought you used those side kicks and then the side little hooks to the head like wonderfully.
Thank you.
So is that typically what you try to do? If you know somebody's going to be trying to come in there and push the pace on you to try to keep that distance and be able to use your legs in there?
Well, yeah, I really like my side kick. It's my favorite kick, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
And it works well because although she was probably only like an inch taller than me, it works well for people who are taller than me because, your legs are longer than their arms typically. So that was my idea, is to be longer than her right hand, because that's what I felt was like her big thing was her right hand, her best bet with me. And I think I did really great with making her miss a lot. Yes, she caught me, some good hits and stuff, but I caught her more. But I was able to move. I was a lot quicker than her, get out of the way for a lot of it. So I'm happy with my defense and what I did put forward today. But, like I said, it can always be better.
And I know a lot of people are talking about whether like judo and when she was able to kind of take you down, but when she did take you down, it seemed like you were pretty easy enough to kind of get back up on your feet. When she did get you down, is that something you worked on camp specifically for her to try to just get back up quickly if she did get you down?
Yeah, with anybody I fight, I just prefer to be on on my feet. So we work we say, do not concede the takedown. So as soon as the takedown goes, don't let it get to a position where she can just lay and pretty much prey on you or go. Even when it went down, I felt like I had, I was hitting her. I had some really good up kicks, some really great punches. I don't really think she hit me much on the ground at all. So yeah, I wasn't worried about it when I was down there, and I was able to get back up and, return the position, get my arm back in, and get her back on the cage. I definitely felt stronger than her, and that helped as well.
And it looked like, you definitely could tell that you were trying to get some kicks out there, but it looked like she was trying to time you when you would throw a kick, like she was trying to catch you going over with an overhead right or some sort of a hook. Did you notice any of that when it's happening, that she was trying to catch that? And if you do see that, what do you tell yourself to get out of those situations?
Yeah, typically when you're going for like a low kick, sometimes they'll try to time you with their overhand right, and that's just normal for any fighter who's, at an elite level. But just be faster. Hit and move is what we try to work on in the gym, and use the, my coach likes to say Taekwondo Tecia. I come from a point fighting karate back style back in the day. So when I do that, it's very hard for the opponent to just see what I'm going to do because you don't really know what's coming.
And coming from that sort of background, like you said, point fighting, are you able to kind of gauge how well you're doing and where you stand in a fight? Because you take each round by round, that you kind of have a scorecard going in your head?
Oh, yeah, I'm a veteran of the sport, I know if I'm winning or if I'm losing, or if it's super close, I know, like, shit, I got to do more. It's pretty evident going in there. Some judges like striking, some judges like, the ground game. There's not like a universal code of what, you never go in there with I'm not coach, I'm sorry, judges, oh my God. Some judges, I feel like there's never a no bias, I think they always have something in the back of mind what they count more in a fight, and that's just how it's going to be. So you got to put forward your best efforts in every aspect of the fight.
Did she surprise you with anything out there?
No, I knew she was going to have a heavy right hand. Maybe she landed, I'm going to say she landed them, but I checked them, so I'm sure she felt them as well. Some of her leg kicks. Her high kick was really great. If she would have landed it more, it would have definitely been great on her aspect, but she missed a lot of them. They're you could see them coming, but they were hard if they were to connect.
And I know you want to kind of move up in the rankings. It's tough fighting fighters that are behind you. Mm-hmm. But is the goal just to try to find somebody that's ahead of you, or do you think performances like what you did tonight is able to still maybe move you up?
I'm going to say I hope it moves me up. I got another win, and I'm ranked behind Angela Hill, and I beat her twice in the UFC. So I at least got a punch in front of her, even though this girl is number 15. But ideally, I'd like to be in the top 10. I mean, journalists, whoever's out there doing it, if it's you guys, I don't know. Look at my wins, look at my losses. Even my losses, I've lost, split decisions to champions. I'm the only fighter in this division, I'm 99% sure, that's fought every single champion. Granted, I might have lost to most of them, but I've beaten 2 champions. I beat Carla, I beat Rose before. And when I did lose, I've never been beaten up. Nobody's been beaten up. Whaley didn't beat me up. Joanna didn't beat me up. Granted, I lost points and stuff like that. I've never been finished in a fight. So my durability, I'm a veteran. I have some great wins under my belt. I belong in the top 10. So journalists, if you're listening, please put me in the top 10 or very close to there, because that determines the next fight I'm going to get. And unfortunately, if I'm not ranked higher, I'm not going to get that high fight that I want to. And I'm 35. I'm not getting younger, I want to finish this sport with great wins. I want to be one of the best in the world. I know I'm one of the best in the world, but I want to be one of the best in the world, in the top 5 again. My best in this UFC, I think I was number 4 in the world at my best. That was probably the first 2 or 3 years I've been in the UFC. I've been in the UFC now 11 years, but I'm going to be back there, I got that mama strength and will in me now, and I fight with just more in my heart now. I don't know if you're watching this, but I lost my dad 3 months ago, and life's just been life. And, I begged for a fight because I needed something to I'm sorry, I'm going to cry now. I needed something to motivate me. It's really hard now, being 11 years in the sport, to be motivated these days, unfortunately. But when I have a fight, I kid you not, I'm motivated. I'm in the gym. I'm training hard. I'm missing time with my daughter. I love being with my daughter, but I also love this sport, and I know there's a window frame, of my capabilities. My arms, my legs, they're still doing it. I'm going to be a martial artist my whole life. But now I just have more to fight for. I fight for myself. I fight for my dad and his honor. I fight for both my grandmas. I lost my grandma a year ago. I lost my Nana a year ago. I lost my other grandma 2 years ago. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm a very emotional person. I'm a very nice person, but in the octagon, like my dad tells me, he would tell me, you gotta be mean. My grandma would say, go in there and beat her up, I'm gonna beat you up. So I just pray that moving forward, I continue to fight with them in my heart, because like I said, I have a few more runs at this. I have maybe 2-3 more years, and in 2-3 more years, I can get some really great wins. I can become champion. I have it in me, and I want it really bad.
Thank you for sharing that. First of all, I'm so sorry to hear of the loss. I'm sure he was very happy with another win as well. You've always worn your emotions on your sleeve, and thank you very much for sharing that. It's always got to be very, very tough. Last one for me. You speaking of your family, like you said, you got the mama strength. You did have your family out there. Are we ever going to see Rocky in your corner again?
I don't know. If I got a title fight, she'd definitely be my 4th corner. But right now, I'm pretty happy with my 3 coaches that I have now. Should they allow a 4th corner at a non-title fight? Sure, she'd be the 4th person. But whether or not she's in my corner, she's there with me. Physically, obviously, they're cheering me on, and emotionally, she's a very big part of my camp emotionally.
Thank you very much. Congrats on your victory.
Thank you.
You talk about that. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. You talk about that mama strength, right? By the way, happy belated Mother's Day.
Thank you.
That's got to be kind of a gift, right, for yourself or for Rocky to come out and get a win like that.
Yeah, never did I ever think that, one, I would have children. I thought I would always adopt back in the day. And then once we decided to have a baby, I was like, let's just do it now. I'd lost 2 split decisions, and I thought I'd won them, and I was like, I'm just going to take the time off. My body's going to come back, and I'm going to be able to get back in there. And I did that. So yeah, I have more to fight for than just myself. I have my family to fight for and my legacy to continue. And like I said during this fight camp, I said I'm fighting for every version of myself before tonight. I've had highs, I've had lows, and I just want to continue to grow and evolve, and I feel like I'm doing that.
Yeah, and again, speaking of being a mother and everything, it's incredible the way your body changes when you growing a person inside you and everything. Mm-hmm. To come back, get back in shape, get back in there, and then knock off 2 wins in a row, one against a former champion. That's got to be something that pushes you towards towards going higher, right?
Yeah, 100%. Just having my daughter out there and seeing her as I walk out, it just makes me so happy. To her to be a part of my career as I'm still in the sport is amazing. One day she'll be able to get back and look and see herself on TV and see these pictures of herself like, wow, my moms were badasses. Look how much strength and resilience my mom had. And, you know, she had me, and then she went back in there and she still continued to pursue her dream, that anything is possible.
All right, last question for me here. Talking about the fight game. Islam Makhachev just vacated. Ilia Topuria just vacated. The champion in your division is talking about going up to fight for a title. Do you think Weili should have to vacate to move up to fight for 125?
You know, that's not my say here or there, but I will say if she does vacate the title, obviously it opens up more opportunities for the women in the weight class. The 115-pound weight class since the beginning of this division has been the most stacked weight class, in my opinion, for females. There's been many champions in our weight class. There's been dominant champions, but there's still been many of us. And there's always been very elite girls from like the top to the bottom. There's never been a time where it's only like 2 or 3 good girls. At any point, you know, there's opportunities for every girl, but it definitely opens up a window. And for me, you know, I'm not against it.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing that moment. You're honoring your family, your father,
Thank you.
beautifully in and out this cage. I just want to shout out the great support that you had because Rocky's here, Baby's here. They even took a picture with the Octagon girls before the fight.
Aww.
How crucial is that support now with this chapter of your career in the UFC?
It's everything, you know. I fight for myself, but at the end of the day, I'm fighting for, like I said, my legacy, my honor, my family. You know, I'm whether I win, lose, draw, I know they're going to be there supporting me. They've been there since the beginning. You know, I've known Raquel since 2012. We've been together since 2016. You know, we've been a decade almost together. It's crazy. In life, in the ring, we've had ups and downs, you know. But at the end of the day, just the love and support of your loved ones, it means everything, you know, that they're going to be there no matter what. You can have fans that come and go, and then sometimes you'll have fans that stick with you, and I love you. If you've been with me from the beginning, and whether I won or I lost and you're still here, thank you so much. But you can't take your family away from that.
Yes. And last for me, I have to ask because you have to respect the game. You're victorious but not satisfied. What did you want to show us tonight? And hopefully you do next time.
I just feel like I hold back too much. I'm just waiting. I don't know why I'm waiting. I've been literally hit by the best of the best in this division. I just feel like sometimes I wait too much. I think we waited too much in the beginning of the fight, of a feel out. I wish I would have just, you know, was more active, you know. I'm very fast, and I am, when I do punch, I throw punches and bunches, not really a one-punch type of person. But I just wish I would believe more in my cardio to keep going, believe more that, you know, these hits are just going to be hits like any other time.
I appreciate it, and congrats on the win.
Thank you. Good. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Y'all have a good one.